Hey all. Since I'm still out of commission for a little while, I wanted to do another talking video about some of the things I think about when I'm looking for a guitar or shopping for a guitar, or just strategies for guitar shopping. Because a lot of people ask that question of where do you get them, or how do you know what to pay, or all of that kind of stuff. So everybody has their own method, their own way of doing it, and I have mine. So if any of this is helpful, more power to you. But I just wanted to go through a few things. If I were going to think of 5 things I would advise someone, again, take this for what it's worth, these would be some of them. First off, in terms of where I shop, I do almost all of my guitar buying online these days, because I really used to prefer mom and pop guitar shops. There just aren't a whole lot of those left anymore. The big online, Sam Ash and Musician's Friend and all those, even Guitar Center online, kind of killed off a lot of the mom and pops. And Guitar Center, in terms of retail, big box stores, Guitar Center killed off a lot of your neighborhood guitar shops. So that kind of sucks, because you used to be able to get sort of a relationship with the people who worked at the smaller stores, like your local Hot Licks music stores. You could get to know them, and that was kind of a cool part of it. But that is kind of gone now. There's a lot of people who insist I would never buy a guitar that I haven't played first. More power to you. I used to think like that too. I used to be one of those people. But really not practical in this day and age. If you want to amass more than like 2 guitars, not very practical to wait until you can actually sit and play something. In fact, now it used to be you'd go and try it and then buy it, and it's almost sort of backwards. Now you buy it so you can try it. So it's kind of flipped on its head, the whole model of buying a guitar. But my first tip is, these aren't in any particular order, but my first tip is know what you're looking for, and have an idea of a specific guitar, or at least specific specs of a guitar that you're looking for. So that might depend on what kind of music you like to play, or that kind of thing, or even what it looks like. I mean, I've no question, I've purchased guitars simply because of one of the most important things was what it looked like. That's important. At least it is to me. So know what you're looking for. You can go watch YouTube videos of reviews of people playing them and get sound sort of samples of what they sound like. You can get videos where people talk about what they like about them, the different specs of them. It couldn't be easier to research guitars and guitar specs. So that online is a pretty good way to do that. But have something in mind that you're looking for, and look for that thing, because there's just so many different, even on acoustics, different kind of woods, different guitar makers. Everything's different. And with electric, it's even probably more true, with different pickups and neck profiles and all of that. So have an idea of what you're looking for, rather than just sort of lurk around and say, oh, that one looks cool, maybe I'll look into that. I found that to get the right price and the right value on it, it helps to have a good idea of what you're looking for. And kind of number 2 that goes along with that is decide on the budget, and decide what you want to spend. Because when I go on Reverb and YouTube, Reverb and eBay to search to shop for guitars, those are where I usually start. And a lot of times I'm just pricing them out, but have an idea of what you want to spend, and then go into the filters. If it's $1,500, if it's $600, whatever it is, could be $4,000. Go into the filter thing and set that as the maximum, so you're not even tempted by guitars that are out of the range of what you want to buy, or what you want to spend. So define the universe by setting a top price limit on what you want to pay. That makes it a lot easier to not get tempted, because if you just say, I'm looking for a Les Paul Custom, and you just go on Reverb and look, I mean, the price differences are insane for different models, different years, different everything. Even two Les Paul Customs that are from the same year, that have identical specs, could be very differently priced on Reverb or eBay. So that I've found is helpful. Decide what you can afford, and work from there. Now, it could be a question of you're buying a guitar on spec because you think it's going to be worth more. If it's some limited edition like the Slash collection, I hear people talking about they're buying those Slash guitars because they're going to be worth more someday. I don't shop that way. I don't shop for guitars assuming that they're going to be worth more than when I bought them. But for other people, that's important, so I totally get that. But setting a limit and setting a budget, I think, is really important. Third thing is be patient, because it's the old thing about guitars are like streetcars. If one passes you by, wait around. There'll be another one just like it before too long. Don't fall in love with a particular guitar if you can help it. Okay. That's my advice, because there will usually be another one. Again, searching for a Les Paul Custom. At any given moment on eBay and Reverb and elsewhere, there's a zillion Les Paul Customs for sale, used, if you want to go used. So if one gets by, if you set your price limit and you bid on something on eBay or Reverb and you didn't get it, big deal. Find the next one you want to bid on and bid on that. But be patient and don't go after the first one you see. Now, there are some exceptions to that. Like my Pete Townsend Les Paul Deluxe. I had been searching around for, I was going to buy just a regular Deluxe and then take it to somebody and have them convert it to a Pete Townsend specs guitar. Add the pickup, add the switches, everything else. So I was just looking for a regular burgundy wine red, Les Paul Deluxe, and on eBay, and I saw that one for sale, which was what I was looking for, a regular Deluxe converted. All the work was already done, and it was $1,300, which would be less than, I was pricing them out, it was less than buying just a Deluxe without all the work done to it. And I immediately jumped on that and bought that guitar. Turned out I was the only bidder on it. So something like that, if I've got one, that wasn't necessarily not being patient because I had been looking, but when I saw the one, I was all over it. If that had gone up to $2,000, $2,300, I still would have bought it. I would have paid double for that guitar because that was exactly what I wanted, and I thought that was a good deal on it. So be as patient as you can, let's put it that way. The other part of that is, part of being patient is the fourth thing, and that is lurk. So even like right now, I'm not shopping for any particular guitar. I'm not looking to buy a guitar right now. But I always have a mental list in my head of sort of the next couple that I wouldn't mind picking up. So right now, I'm just going through every other day. I'll go on to Reverb and eBay and just search out those guitars. I've seen a bunch that were exactly what I'm looking for at good prices, but I just don't want to buy one right now. So I'm just keeping track of what are the prices, what's the street price for the guitars that I have in mind, and by the time it comes to actually wanting to buy one of those, when I'm ready to buy one, I'll have an idea of what the right price is. So I'll be patient and I'll wait as I'm lurking to find one that is the right price and the right guitar, because I know, based on my lurking and keeping track, I'll know when the right price for the right guitar comes up. So just lurking around, even when you're not shopping, just have an idea of what guitars are selling for. Look for the ones that you're interested in, or at least the specs of guitar. You're looking for a two-humbucker guitar, there's a lot of choices there. So just lurking around and keeping an eye on what they're selling for. Now again, that what they're selling for is more important than what people are asking. Those are two entirely different things. So if you go on Reverb and eBay, you can find what they sold for in the end, not what the person was asking for. So that'll give you an idea of sort of an out-the-door price on guitars just by looking. The last thing is, seems kind of obvious, but I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people who haven't bought a ton of guitars may not know, but rarely would I ever pay an asking price on a guitar, even in a store. Because I used to go into House of Guitars in Rochester quite a bit, and you know, all the guitars have a tag on them. They're all priced out. And I'd be in there just hanging out, testing out a few guitars, and you'd see some young parent come in and she wants to buy a guitar for her son's birthday or something, and I can hear them, like her and her daughter are there to buy a guitar for her brother, right? And I could hear them say, "Oh well, you know, it's $600. That seems reasonable," and I would sort of pull them over and say, "Hey, the $600, that's just a starting point. That's not what you should pay," you know, because that is true. Rarely would you get a firm price tag in a shop like that. So think of them all as bargainable. And if you come up across somebody who's not willing to bargain and knock $50 off, or you know, if the asking price is $5,000, you ought to get a heck of a lot more off it than $50. But if you find someone who's not willing to budge, then walk out the door. It's just like buying a car. You know, you got to be able to walk away. Don't fall in love. The same thing. Don't fall in love with a car on the lot, because you're going to get took that way. And it's very much the same with guitars. And I'm trying to think of, yeah, I've probably owned close to 100 guitars. I've never paid an asking price. Think of it just like it is on eBay. Even a buy it now guitar, if it's not something where they would take an offer, I probably wouldn't be interested. Everything has a negotiable price as far as I'm concerned, and if they're not willing to play, I'll find someone who is. The great thing about guitars is there are 10 zillion used guitars out there. 10 zillion of them. So if you don't get the right price on the one you're looking for, that's all right. There'll be another one. So don't fall in love with a specific one unless it's something completely unique that you need to have for a specific reason. But my strategy is to be fairly flexible. So like this one is a Gibson Dove in Flight, you know, and it's a limited run of 250 they did? Of 250, yeah. 1997, this is number 126 of 250. But I wasn't looking for a Dove in Flight. This is sort of one level above a regular Dove. I wasn't looking for this. I was looking for a Dove. But this one was the right price. This is what I would have gladly paid this price for a regular Dove that didn't have the better woods and didn't have the limited, you know, run from the custom shop. This is a custom shop guitar. But this is an example of where I was looking for something and actually found something better than what I was looking for, and the price was great. So that's if you're patient, you can get deals. There are deals to be had. So those are my 5 things. Know what you're looking for, set a budget, be patient, and don't fall in love with the first one that looks like the one you want. Lurk, keeping an eye on prices over a period of time and find out what's a fair price to pay. And don't pay the asking price if you can help it. Try to bargain down a few bucks if you can. For a while during this pandemic, used guitar prices had surged a little bit. I think they're kind of leveling off now, but there may still be supply chain issues with some guitar makers, and used prices may be a little bit inflated right now. Still, having said that, I bought a few guitars during the pandemic and paid what I thought were really fair prices for them. So there's always a deal to be had if you're patient enough. So anyway, those are my 5 strategies for 5 strategies, 5 tips. I don't know what you call them. 5 things to consider when you're looking for a guitar. Good luck.